We are back. It is time for ByuN versus RainBOw. Who will have just one shot to stay in Code S, and who will have two? That is what we are about to find out. I have this sneaking suspicion that RainBOW's going to be stuck with one, while ByuN probably will crush some face. He's played some pretty good games today, but SC and top were just too strong for him. On the other hand, RainBOw has played devastatingly bad. So I am feeling this one for ByuN. What do you think, Cases?
I am feeling this for ByuN just based off the results that RainBOW's presented today. RainBOW has had very lopsided, one-sided games that were not in his favor. And because I know that RainBOW generally has produced much better results, much more impressive, I just have to say that, I mean, with the evidence we've been presented, I don't see RainBOW playing this. You know, ByuN has lost his games as well, but ByuN is also doing a really good job putting up a fight. We'll see, though. You never know. The map is Zelnaga Fortress. I bet this fortress is probably not far from the Zelnaga Caverns. So, it's time. Let's get this going.
Here we have
over
the
here.
Red Terran.
How are you doing it? Go ahead.
I want to. The one who has been like a mother bear protecting her cubs all night. Even though the hunter got the cubs, he put up a good fight, Tasteless.
He did.
And then we're going to have...
When you can't protect your cubs, you got to go to the up and down matches.
The blue Terran, he's been playing like he has a DNR order.
RainBOW.
That's a do not resuscitate. Just wants to give up as soon as things are going bad. Getting ripped apart. Ripped apart like a Christmas present on Christmas morning under my tree. I just go like, wah! And I just rip up all the paper.
It's a Nintendo 64.
I love you so much, Bobby!
All right, RainBOW over here in the upper left, ByuN in the bottom left. Again, this map, very complicated, very difficult to deal with. It's three-player maps and position-based matchups like this are just so tricky. The way you end up expanding, you're both sort of expanding towards this far-off corner. You know, the contains are all weird.
It's like you're trying to find the Northwest Passage with command centers.
It is. It is.
Doesn't exist, Tasteless.
Yeah.
They should give up.
So scouting SCV here from ByuN. And ByuN at least knows when he sees the refinery that, okay, this means he's not going to go for the quickest command center in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Tell him the truth.
Yeah.
He got a mineral and he's going to run out. He stole that mineral, Artosis.
Oh, adding SCVs, man.
That SCV is the reason why laws have to exist.
Yeah. Not all SCVs are
good
morally
people.
just.
Yeah. I mean, most people are just good people, but then, you have these corrupt ones.
Dude, I once had an SCV build a bunker at the top of my ramp.
Oh, my God.
Like, what are you doing, man? Do you have a zoning permit to be building buildings in my base? No, you don't. So I brought a couple probes and my Zealot down, and I killed it.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. Hammurabi's code. You don't build bunkers in someone's base, you get killed, man. Forget chopping off the arm.
No. That's right, Artosis.
You can't build stuff when you're dead.
Damn right, Artosis. Now, I do like this build coming from ByuN right now. I do love Reaper builds and Terran vs. Terran.
Yeah.
Just
I like
getting a scouting
in every matchup, actually.
Well, I mean, the fact that you can possibly scout them after their factory is up and stuff, I mean, and just sort of know without scanning. And a Reaper's so cheap. And, of course, there's the opportunity, let's say that they just happen to leave their base.
Yeah.
And kill so many SCVs.
Every now and then you get an SCV or two. Well, that wasn't the right place to try to jump up.
All right.
Thing is, another Marine's going to be waiting for him.
Uh-oh.
Goodbye.
Surprise.
And that Reaper did nothing. These Marines not fearing it.
Marines continuing to be, continue to be rallied out. It looks like he's going to go for a stim timing. Stim pack is so deadly. Because, first of all, it speeds up the Marines, allows them to fire faster and everything. But You know, the fact that they can be healed, I mean, it's just such a scary thing.
And not just deadly in those ways, tasteless. Much like cigarettes, it takes away 10 hit points of your life every time.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Luckily, in the future, in outer space, they have medevacs to heal that.
Oh, they do? We're going to get me to the future then, man. Now, as you can see, more and more Marines being rallied out.
You know, I like that RainBOw is actually going Blue Flame Hellion and Expansion all at once. And that's going to look like Siege Tank, perhaps.
It's an interesting build because it's not one we normally see.
Actually, oh, and it runs out right before
just
the Hellion
didn't see
comes
the
out.
Hellion.
Yeah, so you might think, oh, okay, you're going Siege Tank. Okay, pretty standard. Standard issue.
Tech Lab on the way.
It's interesting that ByuN does have Marines in his base. Maybe he does think it's actually.
What? No,
I think that right now, well, ByuN does not know for sure that there is an expansion out, and the way his Marines are placed in his main base tells me that he may think that this is a Blue Flame Hellion drop coming.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Whereas RainBOw actually just has an expansion up, whereas ByuN is not even bringing his to low ground. So RainBOw is actually gaining an edge here.
There is nothing that necessitates ByuN having the Marines in his base. If he were to actually know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think your observation is basically correct.
Yeah, I think it is too. Tastes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
For real?
Yeah. It's like actually so funny. He scans again, and now he knows. He's like, oh, you're finding more than me. Time to land my command center.
Yeah, it was interesting to see ByuN so turtled up. I think both these guys are so off today. They've been losing so much that
losing 2 games is pretty bad. But you know what's worse than that?
What?
Losing 4 games. 3 is pretty bad as well, but like 4 is twice as bad as 2.
It is.
It's like terrible. It's like a streak, man. 3 games, you're just like, oh, today was terrible.
If you lose 4 in a row, man,
I have a cold out.
That's actually when you just start to lose your mind. We've seen that, you know, some of these games, these series become pretty lopsided, you know, best of 7s. They're down 3 games. Generally, the 4th game is so bad, so one-sided because they're just so discouraged. You know, that's one thing about StarCraft that makes it a little bit different from other games, that a game really is an investment of time and energy.
It is.
That's why we tend to see people get a little bit more frustrated in a competitive StarCraft scene, because it's like you might actually play a game that's very important and lose in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, that's a long time, or an hour.
It hurts, man.
And then the next game, you're like, all right, I'm going to do this again. I need to get my ladder points back or whatever. And then, you know, you lose the next game in 5 minutes to some guy all into you. Both of those are frustrating for different reasons. So
they are, man. I tell you, when that happens to me, I'm just like, I'm not louder than that. I can't do it. Can't do it anymore. I'll get kicked out of my apartment building. Screaming like a little nub. Like, I hate my life. And then I win a few games. I'm like clapping and dancing. I put on some Lady Gaga. I get my groove on.
Oh yeah, you got to play that song, Telephone.
Oh man.
But I'm kind of busy.
Wash a few dishes, hang up my laundry.
Yeah.
Life's good. I sit back down, I lose another game, back to...
The problem is StarCraft has slowly turned you into a bipolar person. It's just this terrible thing. It's like cyclothymic mood patterns. Like,
what mood patterns?
Cyclothymic, man.
Oh, you're just too smart, Tasteless.
I'm just dropping.
You know too much.
Our viewers are going to have very good SAT scores.
It's better than doing your homework, listening to Tasteless talk. He has all sorts of words that... You like look up in the dictionary, like that's not a word. Tasteless, it's there, and it's what he said it was.
You guys want to learn a word? It's calipegium. It means one who possesses an excellent butt. Say
I think you said that in season 2.
Yeah, I did. Doing it again. Now back to the game.
Oh,
this is
sick.
so unlucky.
Oh, RainBOw.
Oh, I guess it's going to let it burn down.
You know, RainBOw has an upside-down rainbow in his face right now, Tasteless.
Yeah,
and that's
no kidding.
shaped like a frown.
That is...
He has a frown bow on.
He does, man. I mean,
he has a clown bow on, too, because that's what he looks like at this moment.
And here comes the drop. I'm moving back. More Hellions and
wow.
Marines out here. Oh, now we might have... Nope. Unfortunately, he did not manage to get it in time.
You know, RainBOw wanted to do a 2-pronged attack. Drop in the main, make everything drop, and then go hit the expansion. Didn't work out. ByuN is solid. He's up 123 to 111 supply. 56 SCVs for ByuN, 450 for RainBOw. I'm surprised that RainBow's actually keeping his supply up just so high. More known as a micro player than a macro player, but despite getting behind all the time, and double drop by ByuN. One there and one behind is natural. Oh man, he doesn't realize that one quite yet. There he goes, finally does. With a blue flame alley in there, he might want to get out, but no.
Oh my god, he's taking out so many SCVs. And that was canceled.
Oh man, RainBOw falling apart.
This is actually one of these games where I feel like everything is just not working.
Yeah,
for RainBOw,
I mean, this is like a triple RainBOw of terribleness.
This is
3 losses, 3 drops. It all happens in 3 stages. Just haven't you read the secret?
Oh, that book is dumb, man. All right, drop coming on over here.
Oh no!
Oh my God, it's enough. You know what? This either we're not getting spots of the scans that are occurring, or this is like the best luck that I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that ByuN is bad, but like ByuN, man, he was getting some good draws here. And I am not saying that ByuN is not good. He is very skilled. Another drop. This will be pretty effective as well. No, why did I say that?
Blue Flame Hellions are pretty neat. And the drop is in RainBow's main even.
And you know what? Because there's been so much going on, it looks like now ByuN can move out into the center of the map. RainBow's left it completely open.
Somehow, some way, still a lot of supply for RainBOw, 147 to 150.
Yeah, RainBow seems to be macroing better, actually.
Yeah, he's actually got a lot of blue flame Hellions on so many siege tanks. If these blue flames can deal significant damage to the Marines, he's going to be able to overrun ByuN. There's a lot of Marauders in here, and as the Marines are cleaned up, the Marauders in these numbers should be able to take out the siege tanks relatively well.
Wow. It was those Hellions, man. They melted the Marines.
They certainly helped out, but in the meantime, there is a drop from ByuN in RainBow's main.
We can get a shot of the main, please.
And even though it's going to be taken out, he's lost a lot. ByuN's still ahead supply-wise. This is actually a pretty wild game.
But what's funny is that it looked like ByuN was dominating so much, but then you got to remember, when you're doing these drops, you are losing units in the drops.
You certainly are, and also you're microing a lot instead of macroing. You're not making expands, at least ByuN isn't. Just now starting his 3rd command center that he's made RainBOw cancel a couple times. And a big drop coming from ByuN. This is going to be hugely positional. More so than regular.
This is a nice little ninja move over here.
Look at this. Marines run to the left. It's going to make it hard for RainBOw to get in there and actually stop this. RainBow's so out of position right now. And he is down 22 supply at the moment.
Uh-oh. This was a pretty big mistake by ByuN. He's getting driven out.
He certainly is, but he's cost some mine time. He's killed some units. And, this is actually becoming kind of this really interesting, weird scenario where ByuN has far more SCVs, but they have similar army sizes. RainBow's is a little bit bigger, but ByuN's is kind of a more normal composition. He's got more Marines and siege tanks as opposed to a lot of Marauders.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, ByuN being caught with his pants down here.
And you know what? He's just losing the big battles.
He is.
Frankly, I'm surprised that RainBOw did not make a Viking to try to drive out the harassment. But even then, it looks like he's managed to last long enough.
Oh, man, losing a ton of units right here. ByuN, oh, man, RainBOw just made the biggest misstep of the game right there. Just being a little bit too close. The 2 siege tanks softened everything. The Marines finished everything off. That was a very expensive army for RainBOw that went down. Now suddenly 67 supply to 112. It was much closer before. And now, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Well, actually, I do. RainBow's going to die.
There's been a lot of failed attacks here, but the supply says it all. 124 against 69. So that's going to be roughly, there's just almost no way to recover from that unless you let all your stuff die to siege tanks. I am surprised that RainBOw did not make at least one Viking. When people park medevacs outside your base in these corners of the map, you just get a Viking and just chase it out.
Yeah, that's very, very quite true.
Dropping mad knowledge here.
You are.
Sheesh. Here was a medevac returning home. Excuse me. And
ByuN taking up the center. He is taking that third base. And basically all he has to do is get that third base going, push forward. He's a much more siege tank heavy army than RainBOw. RainBow's concentrating a lot on Blue Flame Hellions, and RainBOw looks like he's going to go for a sickness drop.
a sickness drop.
Yeah, but a sickness drop happening on him. Well, that's not a sickness drop, but that's a very nice harassment drop. Does not have a lot of units left at home because he's going with 4 dropships towards ByuN's base.
Every time you see the guy have to move his SCDs, that's money he's lost.
And here we go. RainBOw with a nice drop. ByuN coming over. But that's like a scary drop to deal with. That's a messy drop right there.
Well, it's a pretty scary combination. It's got Marauders, Marines, Hellions,
Medivacs.
Yeah, Medivacs.
But at the same time, there's a drop behind his natural and in his main. Oh, RainBOw. This is not looking good, my friend. 28 and 29 SCs against 62. It's 55 supply to 165. That is 3 times as much Tasteless. Precisely 3 times as much. ByuN right now has almost as many siege tanks as RainBOw has SCVs.
Oh my God. You know, we're basically just watching RainBOw slowly wither up and die in each of these games.
Much like a flower that never sees the sun.
Yes.
RainBOw. Well, that's it, man.
That's
RainBOw
all there
needs
is.
sun or you never get one.
All right, this, I believe, is going to be the killing blow. I could be incorrect, but it looks like with the supply where it is, and he will take this command center out, actually. Yeah. Goodbye.
And it looks like we're just going to see some attack move action. Command center's being made all over the map. Look at it. It suddenly has red dots everywhere. Don't worry, guys. It's not the chicken pox. It's just someone getting map owned.
GG. RainBOw, wow.
ByuN in 3rd place in the group. RainBOw gonna take, he's gonna be the caboose of this group, Tasteless.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know.
But unlike Thomas the Tank Engine, he cannot.
No, he cannot.
He doesn't even think he can at this point.
He's like, I
like,
actually think there's no way.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
And if that's the way you think, Tasteless,
No,
you've already lost.
Yeah. It's all about positive thinking. Well, RainBOw, I definitely didn't expect him to get last. It's actually the
I thought he'd get out.
I really thought he was,
I figured the winner of him and SC
these
Foyu would
results,
make it.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just thought the winner of he and SC Foyu for the first match would make it out with top.
Yeah.
But here we are in a world where RainBOw does not make it out. It's a
Well,
much
you know, it's
different
funny.
world.
It's funny here at the GSL that we have the tides shifting back and forth as far as who is like actually on top, who's dominating. We have these,
Well, even more so this season. Anything you guys think you know, it's been a long time since a GSL. Even in other GSLs, it's like it's been a month since this guy got to play because he lost in the round of 32. So you don't really know how much he's improved. But this has been even longer because we had the World Championship, we had a week off, we had the GSTL.
That is a good point. I mean, we're actually, you look at the
This
CODES
might be a whole
results.
new landscape.
Yeah,
we don't know.
You look at the CODES results. Well, they're not actually as useful now because, as he said, there's just been more downtime.
And people are practicing 12 hours a day every day. So
yeah, people are training hardcore. So, on to the final game today. In case you guys are confused as to, well, why are these guys playing? We already know who's going through and who's going down. It is for the seeding.
Yes.
So,
you want a good seed because, in theory, the better players get first and the lesser players get second. You want to take a second place guy, fight him.
Yeah, exactly. So, SC Foyu against OGS Top. 2 pretty scary Terrans.
Another Zelnaga map. This time the Caverns.
Cheers to the Zelnagas that are watching. You did a good job.
They're going to watch us for millions of years. People are going to send our DVDs out into space.
It's like, why did they make the Zerg and the Protoss? Because they wanted them to be on the GSL. Yeah. And when you think about the Zelnaga, really just Blizzard guys.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's actually like
they're actually the Zelnaga. Dustin Browder is a Zelnaga.
Watch this, StarCraft 3, there'll be the Zelnaga race, and it's just like Blizzard heroes. It's like Warcraft 3 for them, but not for everyone else.
I swear, there's
level 10 Dustin Browder.
Unit in the game. There's this unit in the game that looks so much like Dustin Browder.
Yeah, no, they modeled him out.
Oh, did they? Yeah. Okay, because I look at that and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna start making Dustin Browders. I can't remember what the name is, what its name is, but it's there. You gotta believe me. All right, it's time. Let's do another TDT here at the GSL.